1. The empty space. Let's look at the empty space in the universe. But even in that nothingness, there's something. And that something is what quantum field theory is really about. Today, I'm not going to bore you with big equations or complicated words. I'm going to explain it the same way I understood it, with simple metaphors, simple language, and the real reason it matters in everyday life. So sit back. Let's look at that nothingness again and see what's hiding inside it. 2. The invisible fabric. Quantum field theory starts with one simple truth. Everything in the universe is a field. Just fields. Yeah, just like a fabric, the same fabric of space Einstein talked about. Imagine the entire universe covered with different invisible fabrics. A fabric for electrons, a fabric for photons, a fabric for quarks, a fabric for everything you've ever heard of, and everything you haven't heard of yet. These fabrics stretch everywhere. Even in the deepest empty space, they are still there. Now, what we call a particle is simply a ripple sitting on top of these fabrics. Just a tiny wiggle in a field. 3. The distortion. Each fabric is constantly shifting like an ocean. When you touch it gently, a small ripple spreads out. When you poke it harder, a bigger ripple appears. Particles work exactly like that, but in the fields of the universe. An electron? A ripple in the electron field. A photon? A ripple in the photon field. Nothing more mysterious than that. Once I understood this, everything else just clicked. 4. Quantum mechanics. You might ask, if particles are just ripples, can't quantum mechanics explain everything? No. Quantum mechanics can describe a single ripple. It cannot describe how ripples bump into each other, how they distort each other's fields, how a ripple disappears here and appears somewhere else, how new ripples get created or destroyed. Quantum mechanics is like explaining waves one at a time. Quantum field theory explains the whole ocean. 5. Real World QFT. Okay, now this part blew my mind. Why does QFT matter? What does it have to do with laptops? Phones, electricity, programming, anything we actually use? Everything. Because when you use your phone, you're not using electrons in a wire. You're using disturbances in fields. Electricity itself is the electron field changing, the electromagnetic field interacting with it, ripples traveling through material. Your laptop screen, your CPU, your internet connection. All of that is quantum field theory happening in real time. When your device turns on, the ripples start, the fields interact, switches open and close. Semiconductors allow some ripples to pass and block others. Your phone is basically a field interaction machine. You don't need to know the math, but now you know what's actually happening underneath everything. 6. Bringing it together. So here's QFT in the simplest way I can explain. 1. Empty space isn't empty. 2. It's full of fields everywhere. 3. Particles are just ripples in those fields. 4. These ripples interact, distort, appear, disappear, and even the fields themselves aren't perfectly stable. They constantly shift and affect each other. 5. These interactions create everything, from atoms to electricity to the device you're watching this on. So in conclusion, the interactions of particles with other particles and fields, like an electron field interacting with another electron field or photon field, is quantum field theory. That's it. Quantum field theory doesn't need to be scary. You don't need a PhD to understand the basics. You just need the right metaphor. And now that you've seen what's hiding inside nothing, maybe empty space won't feel so empty anymore.